Hey, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on Nerd Radio, your national NerdNet Radio Direct. But hey, it's the premiere of Knocked Out Radio. KO! Everybody, thank you for joining us today. Today we have moi, Nick. Here with me today is my co-host, Mitsu. Say hello.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
And finally,
Poetic Ninja.
all right, so we're getting started. Got a little pre-show for you, kind of warm up the vocals, get a little, conversational thing going on. You know how it is. This is your pre-show. Hi, everybody. Everybody join us for the pre-show. How you doing? Thanks for joining us. We hope to bring you a great show. But first, let's just kind of warm up those pipes and everything. We have A Quiet Place 2. Part 2 came out with the trailer today. And I thought, that's a nice, easy subject to warm up with, So, did you see it? Are you excited for A Quiet Place 2?
Quiet Place 2. Well, I really haven't seen the trailer.
Oh, yeah?
But I have heard of it. So,
Hello, iKrillin in the chat. How you doing, man?
but I haven't seen that one in particular, but I'll go ahead and check it out just to see what it's about.
Yeah.
I haven't actually heard much about that in particular.
What about you,
Much
Metsu?
more.
What do you think about Quiet Place? Are you into scary movies?
Personally, no.
Oh,
I'm not.
dang. I got two little scaredy cats on the podcast.
Hey, listen, look, listen. I'm not trying to go to sleep, and a monster's trying to tickle my booty cheeks. Okay. I stay away from that. I've only the only horror movie that in which case it wasn't really a horror movie, it was more so like a thriller. That I really got into was Insidious, and that was because one of my friends at the time, she really, really, really loves horror movies, and when I told her that I've never seen Insidious, she said, "I'm ignoring you. I'm not talking to you until you watch both 1 and 2." And I said,
God.
"This is some BS."
Wow.
So I forced myself to watch it, and yeah, it was good. It was actually really good. But do I do horror movies now?
Yeah.
Isn't A Quiet Place was the first one where I guess you just couldn't look? Like you had to stay blind or something? And they were
No,
trying to
that's
travel?
Bird Box.
Oh, okay, Bird Box. Okay, so what's A Quiet Place? Fill me in.
Quiet Place is the one where you had to stay quiet, basically. So the aliens had really good hearing, and so they had to stay quiet. It was actually directed and starred John Krasinski. Yeah, he did an awesome job. The second place, one reason I'm even bringing it up here in the post or pre-show is I just thought it's funny how they come out with another trailer. This is the quote-unquote final trailer. But if you go back to the original trailer, it's like, we're going to be out in March. And it's like, yeah, fucking right.
Here it is, already May.
So now we have final trailer. And, of course, one of the things says worth the wait. And it's like, okay, let's take it back a second or whatever. Hey, we got some more people in the chat. Hey guys, how's it going? The one,
Nice.
the only Emerald. How you doing, man? We're getting started real soon with the Knockout City stuff, but we're just kind of warming up with some pre-show, so stick in there. All right, so I shot and a miss with Quiet Place, but I know you, Poetic Ninja, at least, is excited for Resident Evil 8, correct?
Oh yeah.
So anybody interested, I'm going to be streaming that later tonight. Basically 10 o'clock my time is when it will unlock for me. So I'm definitely going to be streaming that. I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I'm actually a big Resident Evil fan. I remember
Really,
the first
you, the
game.
non-scary person?
I actually like Resident Evil. I remember when I first played it, I was terrified of the game. Terrified.
Oh, right.
So, I think the one that really scared me the most was Silent Hill.
Ooh,
So,
yeah. Yarp, yarp, yarp.
yeah, the whole radio thing and everything, that was creepy. I didn't touch my radio for like a week.
Wait, wouldn't you want to touch your radio? Because it will warn you when they're on their way, huh?
Yeah, that's why I didn't touch it.
I got you there. So far we got 72 critics and it's at an 84. So I'm glad. because the thing I hate the most is to like pre-order a game and then it ends up just meow.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
Emerald, you're welcome. I'm happy to make you blush anytime. Have I played Fear, like Fear? Yes, I have played
Oh
Fear.
yeah, I know about Fear. That's what I haven't heard in a long while, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. F.E.A.R.
That was another one that was really scary for me.
Yeah, I mean, it came out right around the wing. It came around the wing, and everybody was doing the long hair girl or whatever. Like, it was creepy, especially that one part you go up to the ladder and you go down the ladder, and boom, she's right there, and you're like, holy mother God!
Yeah. Oh man, that was good. That was good stuff. So you're gonna relive that moment in Resident Evil. Nice.
I think so. It looks really good. The only thing I don't like is that there was an interview done a couple weeks ago where they're talking to the creator, and they were talking about how this one, people thought that Resident Evil 7 was too scary, so this one they kind of dialed back on. I'm like, really?
When? Why?
Really? Like, it's scary, but that's the point. Like,
right.
Oh.
What people like?
I mean, what's too scary? Like, people
I can't go to sleep at night.
I feel like too scary boils down to how like demented things may be, because there, like in my book, there is a certain level of going too far.
Yeah, yeah.
So I feel like,
I mean, your wife does chop your freaking hand off. Or there's a rare instance where you can have the main guy, the father. I don't know his name in the game, but you can have the father and he chops your leg off with a shovel. So, like,
that's gruesome.
Maybe that's it. And since it's in first person, it's happening to you or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So for some people,
I just feel like. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So what I was saying is that I just feel like there's a point of going too far or too much in one go. Mm-hmm. So like if you're So in that interview, they were saying that they dialed back the scare, but it's still scary because now it allowed them to really shape the game in a sense of being able to space it out. So you'll go through that traumatizing period, and then once you think that things are calming down, okay, your heart race, your heart rate ends up going back to normal. Boom! Now you're scared again. You're like, "Fuck! I literally just calmed down." Versus your heart rate is consistently at 200, and you're like, "My heart rate is racing so much since the past like 30 minutes to an hour that I've been playing this. I need to take a break, and I can't play it anymore." So
and it's funny because like even games like that I've played, I'll play it for like because like games like that always keep me on my toes. Always keep you, and I'm sure it goes for you guys too. So it's like, after that moment is over, I have to step outside and like breathe or something, because that just happened, and I'm not ready for another one to jump right in and just be like, okay, yeah, I want to go ahead and endure this for several more minutes.
Did you guys ever play the PT?
Oh heck yeah! Oh yeah.
Yeah. So even something simple as PT, right?
Oh,
that wasn't
God.
a full game, but that was extremely scary. And even with that, bro, it's like the simple concept of turn around. No, I don't want to turn around. Oh, the door is locked. Yeah, I'm gonna force you to turn around. I literally do not want to. You can't make it. And then you're like, you know what? F it. I'm just gonna go balls deep. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna hold right on the left analog stick. I'm on the right analog stick. Boom! I'm turning around. What the? Ah! And then like you went in thinking that you a G, thinking that you're just gonna mash your right stick to the right or the left, turn around. I know the jump scare is coming, and then she still scares you, and you're like, bro, this is some BS.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think back in the day I did a video on that one, and I literally closed my eyes, and just the sound scared me. And that one was such a good experiment in like atmosphere, because like story wise, obviously there wasn't really that much story other than like the creepy ass radio that was going on.
Yeah,
but
bro.
Other than that, it was just the atmosphere. It was just the environment. That was 100% environmental storytelling. It's so great.
The fact that you just kept on going in the same exact hallway over and over again, and it was scary to all living heck, and you're like, bro, this is literally the same exact level each time, but it's scaring the living heck out of me because you don't know if she's behind you, and then once you actually end up doing what you're supposed to do, and then all the freaking what's it called, all the hallways become bloodshot red, and all the portraits are eyeballs, and you're like, what the Yeah, that.
They put
Yeah,
a
so
lot of thought. They put a lot of thought into that. Like they really
yeah.
did.
So I
And
understand with them dialing back Resident Evil.
I don't see why though. I mean, come on. I mean, Resident Evil has been known to be what it is, and I mean, even if they did take it to another level, it would still just be Resident Evil. I mean, you know it as Resident Evil being what it is. I mean, for those that did, get terrified, probably couldn't sleep that night. Probably played the game and was like, okay, I'm not sleeping tonight. So I mean, there are some games that are like that where you'll just be playing the game and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not going to sleep tonight because of how scary this game is.
Yeah.
And they also have less sales. So I mean,
that's a
you
good
got to
point,
consider
yeah.
that. And it's
That's
like,
true.
yeah,
That is very
it's
true.
great. It's like, wow, this game is really horrific. It's really great. But if it has that, what's it called? That's not popularity, but that reputation. If it has that reputation, you're not going to be able to sell your friends that don't play horror games to play it.
Good point.
But with Resident Evil, now you could be like, oh well, I don't play horror games. I can't play Resident Evil. Look. Did you see this interview? They dialed back the horror. I know you can do it, and you know dang well that you're being a bad friend, and you know dang well that game is still super scary. But just because they had an interview, now you're going to use that as leeway. Like, oh yeah, they dialed it down. You can play it totally.
Right.
Ah, come on.
But you know what? I actually thought they dialed it back when they brought out Resident Evil 4, the whole parasite and everything. I thought they dialed it back then. I was like, okay, well, it's not as scary. But then when they came out with Resident Evil, was it 5, when they were like in Africa
5.
or something like that? Oh my God. It was over for me again. I was like, okay, we're reliving this moment again.
Yeah.
You thought it was scary?
Yeah, I was creepy.
The
It was creepy
creepiest
to
part
me.
was the alligators.
Yeah,
You had
that
to,
and also
wade through the water, and at any moment, just
yeah, that right there, and then even the people, even some of the tribesmen were kind of scary. It was like, okay, I mean, because I wouldn't want to get caught up in these guys in real life.
Nah, only the beginning of Resident Evil 5 was scary to me. After you made it out of that first city, it just became an action game to me.
Oh yeah,
It was just funny.
makes sense.
Especially once you got to the point where they started shooting back at you. I'm like, bro, what? No.
Yeah, yeah. It was like the last third of the game was just like a cover shooter. It's like, where did this
Bro,
come
facts. You're like, this does not feel good at all. Let me play Gears of War instead, please.
Oh yeah.
from? All right, man. So we're gonna start back at 0, guys, because you know what time it is. It's Knockout City time. So let's get started. We're just gonna reset our gears. Get back into this. You guys ready for this? Let's go, everybody.
Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome to Knocked Out Radio, your #1 Knockout City podcast. The podcast everyone needs to listen to for tips and true. Welcome to Knocked Out Radio, your #1 Knockout City podcast. The podcast everyone needs to listen to for tips and tricks, play-by-play commentary, tournaments with prizes. That's right, we're talking merch, in-game currency, and even cold hard cash, baby. Join us live every Thursday, or listen later on Fridays on all your favorite podcast services. Knocked Out Radio. It's not just a good time, it's a knockout. Please welcome your hosts, Nick and Metsu.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Knocked Out Radio. KO!
A nice punch in the face.
Hi, everybody. My name is Nick. Here with me today is my co-host.
That's what's going on, everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing great.
And joining us as well today is...
Poetic Ninja.
Yes, great. If you're watching live on twitch.tv/threadx3, sit back, relax, enjoy some great times with us. If you're listening to us later on, hey, you could join us live on Thursdays at twitch.tv/threadx3 Productions or YouTube at threadx3 Productions at 8 o'clock Central Time, or subscribe to your favorite podcast services and listen the next day. people who join us live do have a chance to join us during the last segment of the show, and you can ask questions, you can give comments to the day's topics and everything. So, all right, let's get started. How you guys doing? Metsu, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How about yourself, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. Today was nice, really good outside. Went for a picnic with the girls, so
Ooh.
cannot complain.
Did you bring me and Poetic some food?
Yes.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you. Hey,
It's just like in Hook. You gotta believe.
Oh, yeah.
Poetic Ninja, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic over here in this beautiful sunny side of California. So I haven't been outside at all today, surprisingly, but it is a nice day outside.
Yes. All
But
right.
yes.
So, little quick housekeeping. We are going to be having a content creator charity tournament on May 23rd, the weekend that the game comes out. It's going to be 3v3. First 2 rounds are going to be the best 2 out of 3, and the last round will be the best 3 out of 5. Winning team gets to pick the charity that the money goes towards. So if you are a small-time creator, or if you know somebody who's really excited for Knockout City, have them get a hold of me. You have all of our information down at the bottom there, so let them know, let them know what's up and everything. All right, so I got to hold for a moment.
Old?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what?
I'm supposed to have a whole thing for this. Hold on. Oh my goodness. Okay. Hold on. I'll be right back. Luckily, since we can fix this in post, we'll fix this in post, but apparently I never got this ready. But also I don't want to get rid of it. So here we go. We're going to use
Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing it live. That's what's happening right now. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's okay.
I didn't work hard on this graphic to not show it.
Oh, it's cool. But I am excited for this game. I am looking forward to it. Since we're on the topic, I just feel like this is going to be an amazing new experience for most players, especially since it is a sports game. So I didn't know it was really technically
It's
a
time to
sports
get
game.
caught up on all the news and gossip of the week. Let's take a look at our Knockout City news bulletin.
What are you doing?
Okay, sorry. Okay, we gotta. It's supposed to also be letting me monitor it, but for some reason it's not letting me monitor it. Okay.
Oh.
That's okay. We can start back at 1. Everybody listening live, you get to see how the slime is made, essentially. Okay. All right, we're gonna start back at 1. Okay. All right, that's enough housekeeping, enough chitter chatter. Let's get into the news of the week.
It's time to get caught up on all the news and gossip of the week. Let's take a look at our Knockout City news bulletin.
All right, getting into some news on the Knockout City side. Knockout City will be coming to Game Pass and EA Play.
Oh.
This is really good news because Game Pass, obviously, really good deal. If you already have an Xbox, it's a really good idea to go ahead and get Game Pass. In fact, if you don't have it, you're definitely wasting some money, I think. On top of that, EA Play actually does come with Game Pass, but also EA Play, you can get it on your PC and you can get it on a PlayStation. So essentially, you can get the game for a much cheaper price than the original $19.99 by being subscribed to one of those, which is really good, I think, because being able to try this game out for, quote unquote, free is a really good idea, because hopefully a lot of people will just fall in love with it and want to keep playing it and or support the developers or whatever. So, I mean, what do you think, Ninja?
I think this is going to be an amazing game. Now, I'm really looking forward to it, like I said, and also I am happy that it is a Game Pass game, because like I said, I'm looking forward to it, and I do have the Game Pass, and it is imperative for most Xbox players out there, Xbox One players, Xbox Series X players, to go ahead and purchase the Game Pass. It is imperative to get this, and it is the best deal you could possibly go with when it comes to games. And this one in particular is going to be, like you said, $20. It's going to be, it's not going to be, just like right off the shelf. So you're going to get this for an amazing deal, and you're getting access to probably one of the newest sports games out there. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure the rest of us are looking forward to it as well.
So I mean, now that I think of it, we should establish what we're playing on. I'll primarily be playing on the PlayStation, but I definitely want to try it out on the Switch because I have a Switch and I have a PC. What are you going to be primarily playing? Xbox, like you said?
Xbox for the most part, and then maybe I'll even try out the PC just to see how it looks and everything, because PC is different when it comes to like graphics and performance and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind playing it on the PC, but for the most part, you'll find me on Xbox.
Okay. And Metsu, what are you primarily playing on?
If I'm correct, I tried to pre-order. I haven't seen any copies for it, but I was looking to play on my GameCube.
GameCube? What?
No, I'll be playing on a PC though.
Nice.
Oh,
nice.
right on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any of the other, systems or anything that you can?
I have a PlayStation 4, but my PlayStation always thinks that it's at an airport, so I never turn it on.
That's no joke. I cannot wait to get a PlayStation 5 just for that one reason.
Yeah, like that's the only reason why I'd get a PlayStation 5. I don't care to get a PlayStation 5 because any money that I'm gonna put into a system, I'd rather put into like upgrading my PC. But yeah, I just cannot stand turning on my PlayStation, man. I just don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I literally do not touch it. It's just there. I don't touch it.
You just use it for I guess for other purposes, or just there for decoration?
No, it's literally there for decoration.
Hey, I have a friend who just like that. He you can go to his house and it's like, okay, all you have, you play all these other systems, but you have this PlayStation just sitting here collecting dust.
Yup. Yeah, like it collects dust so that I don't have to breathe it in.
There you go.
Right.
So the only negative to this story might be that EA Play, the only place you can't get it is the Switch right now.
Yeah.
So basically, if you have a PlayStation, if you have a PC, and if you have an Xbox, you can get this game for a cheaper price and or just being subscribed, right? So you're technically getting it for a cheaper price. Switch is the only place where you have to basically pay full price in order to play it on day one. So now there was a report back when they first announced this that there was going to be a free trial, but so far I haven't seen how long that trial is. Is it like a free trial weekend, or is it like you get to a certain level and then it cuts you off? I haven't been able to find it. By all means, anybody in the chat, if you know, let us know. But yeah, so that's the only bad thing. However, there might be some good news. We want to kick it over to you.
So bouncing off of that is that the potential good news is that EA Play might be coming to the Switch. Taking a look at the article, reviewing it and things like that, was that the reason why EA Play actually isn't on the Nintendo, platform right now is because EA and Nintendo's relationship has actually been pretty bumpy. Typically, EA doesn't do anything with Nintendo. It's kind of been having them on the back burner. But given that this article has, given us more intel, more information, is that EA does intend on actually bringing several, not one, but several games to Nintendo Switch's platform. And so later on down the line, obviously, Xbox and such will have Chaos City for free, usually like the Xbox Game Pass or even EA Play. So it's not that EA Play or Nintendo Switch users will have to pay full price, and now it doesn't have like any benefits later on down the line. It's just that they may be able to get the game for free given the EA Play at a later time. So that's something to definitely keep your eyes out for.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, so keep your eyes on the Nintendo blog if you need to. But yeah, so Next story.
But, yeah. So next article, Ninja.
Oh yeah. What I like to talk about is basically the lag on the game. But basically what they were talking about is, well, the thing is like when you have all these consoles on one server, there's going to be some issues. Especially with your high-end PCs, and you've got your PlayStation 5, your Xbox Series X. Those are pretty much high-end when it comes to like like a game like this in particular. Then you've got your other ones that which are of course the PlayStation 4 as well as the Xbox One and also the Switch. So they're having to put all of these on one server and try to fix latency issues that they may come across. Now, any latency issues that they come across, I've read that they were able to fix, and the system that they use is they use this code, this VScript, which allows them to rewind and fast forward, I guess, the players. So when they get caught in a latency, or if they're lagging, like say if they're skipping or if they're skating across the screen or something, they have this VScript, which, like I said, which allows them to run backwards as well as forwards. So, like I said, they can rewind the code and correct any packet losses or any latency issues and put the player exactly where they need to be.
Yeah.
Which is freaking awesome. And how they do this with every player.
Right.
Every player, not just one player, all of them. So that right there it takes a lot of work. So it takes a lot of work to have to go in there and try to fix those issues. But they did fix them, and they do fix them. So while you're playing the game, they're fixing these issues while you're playing, and you don't even know that they're doing it, but they're doing it.
Yeah. So this was brought to us by an article, Knockout City, all new sports needs an all new ref 2. This was by the author Owen S. Good. And so, yeah, if you guys want to learn more in depth, I guess, go to Polygon and click on that article. We'll try to leave it in the description as well. But it's an interesting, solution to, once again, the cross-play issue. Because, yeah, it would be one thing if I'm a PlayStation and I'm talking to another PlayStation, but then it's another thing. I'm a PlayStation talking to a Switch, talking to a PC, talking to an Xbox, talking to another PlayStation 4, talking to a PlayStation 5. Because it's cross-platform, cross-generation, But it's interesting because it also goes over just how exactly it works. It's just really interesting how they can.
It's very complex.
It's almost predictive in certain ways, because to be able to fast forward and back up, you kind of have to basically pick whoever has the best connection, and try to go off of, okay, was that a hit? Let's rewind it, go back to that, and make a decision, basically. Yeah,
and basically what they do is like they're able to determine right there if whether or not if it's fair or not, if the play or whatever it is that they're doing is fair or not, and that's actually not a bad thing, because that when you have latency issues and stuff like that, you can never say that I hit this person and all of a sudden it's like, no, you didn't hit that person. I'm sure all of us have experienced that when we're playing like Call of Duty or something like that, and we're playing. You know what I'm saying? So
like
you guys
I was
know
behind
what I'm
a
talking
wall
about.
and suddenly I died, and it's like, no, that's not how that works.
Exactly. So it's like if they have referees that actually go in and fix those issues, they wouldn't have issues. They wouldn't have issues with crossplay and stuff like that. And that's the only reason why I think that's occurring, because of the crossplay.
Yeah, definitely. Anything to add, Metsu? I mean, are you okay with the government coming in, recording your Knockout City games?
Oh yeah, of course, dude. Freaking like personally, as I was attending to Emerald in the chat, is that we also play a game called Smash Legends, and Smash Legends has very, very, very bad problem of the issues that they were talking about in regards of the skating or skipping. And so there will be times to where you're playing and then the game would just straight up freeze. And that doesn't mean that the servers froze. It means that your game client side froze, and then it'll catch back up to you. So in anime terms, it's as if Dio from JoJo stopped time, and then you don't know what is going on, and then he comes back, and then you're just flying, and you're like, "What the? Like that's not fair."
Yeah, exactly.
So to prevent that, so to prevent that, this V script that Knockout City uses is amazing because I would hate to throw a ball, be stuck in that animation, and then the game catches back up because the game is still going on, but your client side messed up, and then you just flying and you're like, okay, all right, look, I'm done playing this game because that will literally straight up weigh players.
Right, exactly. Latency issues are really big because like if they don't fix these latency issues, they're going to lose customers.
Absolutely. I mean, personally, when I played it, I think you played a little bit more than me, Mitsu, so you comment afterwards, but when I played it, I don't really remember there being any kind of latency issues. I remember like what was so satisfying about the game in general was just how responsive it felt, and I didn't feel like, oh, I should have gotten that, oh, I should have catch that, or I should have caught that rather. I felt like, I hate to compare it to something like Demon Souls because it's so different, but the one thing about Demon Souls that is applicable here is the timing, the way you have to really time your swings, time your blocks and stuff like that. And if you kind of correlate that to Knockout City, it's like that's what it feels like. It feels like that, but with dodgeballs. And yeah, well, I mean, what do you think?
Oh, Ninja, were you going to comment on it?
I was talking to you.
Okay, yeah. All right, so yeah, like in reference to that, yeah, like it would be like super irritating dealing with that because again, with you talking about, you have to time your swings, you have to time your throws, you have to time your catches, is that this is a very, very precise game. So if anything goes wrong, that will be the most tilting thing. I can't imagine if a ball was being thrown at you, you caught it on your screen, your game freezes, and then your body flies, and you're like,
that was the one thing. The one thing that killed Fall Guys for me. I love Fall Guys. It's like, hey, Battle Royale where you're just a big bean bouncing into other people. So much fun. But then I'd be playing tag. A guy would be like 10 feet back there. He'd grab my tail and be like, what the hell?
You were right back there.
It was so it killed. Honestly, I think it killed the game because yeah, sure, they're still doing stuff, they're still having updates or whatever. But how many Twitchers? Yeah.
Twitchers.
How many Twitches? Yeah, how many Twitches you see them on that shit? Eh?
How many Twitches do you see on them? Over here streaming Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Yeah,
exactly.
Not too many at all.
Exactly.
But
look
yeah,
at these
nobody's
bozos.
streaming it anymore, and I think that's the one thing that killed it because when you have a game, even as silly as Fall Guys, with latency, and a lot of their games do kind of have to deal with chance in the first place. But when you have a game of chance, but then you also have some that are skill based, and it's just like, no, it's just not okay. So I'm so glad that they've kind of hopefully fixed this problem, and hopefully we'll see something real good. So right now we're gonna go on just a real quick break, and when we get back, we'll be talking about the 5 Ds of dodgeball. It'll be time to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. So we'll be right back, guys.
Welcome to Knocked Out Radio, your #1 Knockout City podcast. The podcast everyone needs to listen to for tips and tricks, play-by-play commentary, tournaments with prizes. That's right, we're talking merch, in-game currency, and even cold hard cash, baby. Join us live every Thursday, or listen later on Fridays on all your favorite podcast services. Knocked Out Radio. It's not just a good time, it's a knockout. Please welcome your hosts, Nick and Metsu.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. It's time to talk about the 5 Ds of dodgeball. It's time to dodge, dip, dive, dick, doop, doop, dub, dip. Take 2.
All that good stuff.
It's time to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. So today we're going to be talking about the basics.
Basics.
Sort of because, the game isn't out yet. So, we want to kind of go over the basics with you. So let's talk about it. First off,
Let's talk.
this is not dodge ball. This is dodge brawl. Throws damage opponents, and you need 2 hits to knock out an opponent.
Oh, okay.
And also, there's no crazy mechanics like catching, right? To where catching makes you bring back a teammate. No, so catching doesn't make anyone respawn. Catching only saves yourself. So if someone's like, "Oh, bro, can't you bring me back?" No, look, you're good. All right, stop getting hit by balls. All right, just catch the balls and throw them back. All right, you shouldn't be getting hit by balls. You need to be hitting people with balls. Okay.
Right.
So instead, it's about getting as many knockouts as possible. As the game entails, it's knockout city, baby. We out here knocking fools out with dodgeballs. Ping! Just hitting everybody upside the head. Okay? All right. Or in the case of Diamond Rush, to where each time you get a knockout, they're going to be dropping diamonds. So you're going to be running around collecting these diamonds, and the first to get a certain amount of diamonds wins.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You could say that it's shining bright like a diamond.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So let's talk a little bit more about throwing. Now on the PlayStation, it's R2 or your right trigger or your ZR for the Switch, and that's how you throw your ball. Now just tapping it will throw at a very low speed, but if you hold it down, you're going to start to charge it up and get that whap going a little harder. In either case, though, don't worry about aiming because you don't need to be a no-scope god. Instead, it locks onto the person and will automatically go straight. So even if they're moving left, right, the ball's going to go right towards them. So you don't really need to necessarily worry about aiming. So that's the good thing. You can also add some flourishes before the throw to give the ball a unique arc.
I was just gonna ask you that. Like, are there any special techniques or anything like that when you throw the ball or something? Or
Yeah, let's talk about that.
All right, and so in regards of flourishes, is that on PlayStation you're able to press circle or whatever console you're playing on, and also keep in mind is that something that I love about this game is that you are able to rebind. So me personally, I didn't use Q and E. I actually rebinded what would be circle and triangle to my thumb buttons on my mouse, and so that helped me out a lot. And so while I was moving around, I was able to use WASD without having to move my fingers to sacrifice moving left or right just to press Q or E. I was just able to press my thumbs.
Interesting.
But on PlayStation, your circle would be your spin. Now, with these different moves, be it your spin, be it your front flip, if you do release in the middle of doing one of these animations, it will either curve the ball so that, if someone's hiding behind a wall, you can spin it, and then it'll actually still go around the wall and hit them. Now, in order to pull this technique off is that you aren't able to lock on through walls. You would have had to seen them previously and then stay locked on while they run behind the wall. That way you can
You
curve
get
it.
a second and a half kind of leeway after they go behind the wall to kind of do your thing.
okay. So it automatically does that. Automatically. You don't have to do anything manually.
No, so the moment you start charging your ball, when someone comes in range, you'll automatically snap onto somebody. You can change targets, but say if you snap onto someone and then they try to run away and they're just hiding behind a wall, you'll stay locked onto them just as long as you're charging. You won't lose lock on if they go behind a wall or anything else. The only way you're losing lock on is if they literally run out of range. That's the only time you lose lock on. Now the other maneuver, as I was speaking about, was your front flip on PlayStation. That would be your triangle. With the front flip, is that, as I call it, is a rainbow shot. Referencing to basketball, like when you arc it super high and it just drops down. So if someone is behind a wall, again, you can either curve it by doing your spin or try to throw it above them. Now, this technique is very, very good because if you're jumping above somebody, you can either do your regular throw or even do your front flip throw and throw it even higher, because if a ball comes straight down on somebody's head, you cannot catch it. And so that is a very, very strong technique. Yeah, it's a super, super strong technique.
So I wonder if people are going to be using that technique a lot just to try to eliminate the fact that you can't catch the ball.
Yeah, so but it's only at certain points. If someone is at like medium range, you can catch it. But again, if they're like directly above you, you cannot catch it. And also the reason why the front flip is also so freaking good is because it goes off your screen at times. Again, if you are close enough, so it's hard to time when exactly it's going to drop down on you. Exactly. So me personally, it was one of my favorites to do, and also it's the fastest, in my opinion, to do. Just throwing it out, it's super crazy. When you have a full charge one and you do that, oh man, it can throw so many people off. So,
so to answer your question, Emerald, can you hit a ball with another ball? Yes, absolutely. The physics in this game is great. So yeah, if you guys throw it at the same time, or if you happen to be throwing one and you get like a crossfire effect, yes, you can hit another ball.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
So sometimes that's the best reason to switch up your spin or your flip, because if you're switching up how you throw it, then they're not going to know where it's coming from. But if they know that you always throw a curveball, they'll throw a curveball maybe at the same time and hit your ball. So it's always good to like keep them guessing, and that makes it harder for them to dodge, and it makes it harder for them to catch. So
I wonder if throwing the ball also is a good defensive maneuver as well. Like say if you're throwing the ball and they throw it as a defensive maneuver or whatever. So I mean, I think, wouldn't that be also good for that purpose as well?
Yeah.
So in that purpose is that if you are able to do some 500 IQ play and someone throws it at you, and then you delay throwing the ball and then you throw it right before it hits you, then both balls will clash, and then you have two balls right in front of you.
Yeah.
So in that instance, that would be really good. So then you can pick one up, throw a slow one, charge it, and then try to throw a fast one. That way a slow one and a fast one's coming at you. Now something
brutal.
Before we go on to talking about catching, one thing that I do want to mention, because Emerald asked about can you collide balls, is that you can also tackle in this game. So you can also do shoulders. Yeah. So there is a shoulder attack in this, to where if you don't feel confident in either catching it, or like running behind a wall or something, you could actually you can either shoulder them and then hit them out of the way, shoulder the ball, mind you. If someone tries to throw you in the middle of the shoulder animation, you'll actually knock the ball out of the air, and also you can use it as a dodge. So
dodge.
Yep.
Yeah, so
that is interesting.
That's another good basic thing right there. Just dodging. Sometimes it's easier to dodge out of the way. Like if you're not really good with reflexes, so you're not good at catching the ball, then dodge might be better, because as soon as you see that nice little red outline and all of a sudden a little white, you got to dodge out of the way, because that's how you know it's time. So catching is with your L2 or your left trigger, and you will attempt to catch the ball. Now, the always thing to keep in mind there is that the animation itself takes a good second, maybe second and a half. And so if you time it right, you don't have to be right on, but also it takes time to recover afterwards. So if you're too early, you're doing the animation, you stop doing the animation, you can't keep, spamming it, and then you'll end up getting hit. So I think the number one thing when I saw a bunch of Twitchers doing their streams is some of them, they would see the red outline on their screen and they would just start spamming catch. And while they got lucky here and there, it's like until you see the white, like until you see the white of their eyes. But no, you'll see a little white, and that means the ball's been thrown, and then it'll get bigger as it's getting towards you. But really, once you see that white, you need to make sure you're facing the direction that it's coming and try to catch it, because otherwise that's the best chance you're going to have. And catching the ball has a really good mechanic, because if you catch a ball, now that ball is overcharged. So that means you can just pelt it back at them at a much higher speed that they were able to, even at a full charge throw.
So you won't have to charge it the full charge comes at you, you would just be able to just lob it right back to them.
Yep.
Right. Now, the thing
Right.
about that, however, is that now you can catch, however, there is timing to it. So if you perfect catch, then that's what gives you the charge. But then if they perfect catch your charge throw, then it'll charge it times 2, then times 3, then times 4, and I think it goes up to times 6. So if
Oh,
you're really good
wow.
at timing, it rewards
Stacking
players for
up.
timing perfectly.
Stack up, huh? That's crazy.
So sorry, I'm reading right now. Is there levels? Is any levels matter? Is there a special skills that showcase everyone play style? Because I'm catching a body and I'm streaming this because I'm feeding everyone that comes. So no, if I'm level 100 and you're level 10, my level has nothing to do with it, other than I might have some like really kick-ass cosmetics. This
Gears,
game is
yeah.
100% about skill. It's about, getting good.
Right. I mean, again, this is one of the like I said before. It's like this is one of the newest sports games that they're releasing. So this is going to be a new sports game. So expect a lot of sports fans out there who are going to be playing this as well. And of course, they're going to be very competitive. So this is going to be something, especially when it comes to that timing. So you got to be able to anticipate the timing as well when they throw in the ball. So.
Yeah.
This is going to be fun. I think it's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that is it for the basics. Next time, we'll get more into the kind of the harder stuff to master. Also, the more team-oriented stuff when we get into it next time. But also, next time, we are going to have a little talk with some devs, so we might not even have time for it. We'll see. So, next up, let's talk about some crews, because you're going to have your own little crew. And so let's get into that.
All right, so yeah, come the release of Knockout City is that you'll be able to start up your own crew. Now, if I'm correct, the crews has a max of 32 players. Now, crews is most relatable to other games or other franchises, being with clans or being with guilds. Now, the cool thing about these crews is that at your hideout is that you actually have a crew car. You're going to be able to customize your car. You're going to be able to customize, of course, the name of your crew. You're going to be able to customize your own logo. The logo is going to be on the back. It's going to be a holographic picture on the back of all of your crewmates. So every single one of your crewmates has this. You're going to be able to have your own banner as well. So your name will be across the banner of it. So any, ambassadors or anything like that maybe an ambassador with KO City, and you may have like your favorite streamers, is that if they are lucky enough, then they will have like their actual own freaking banner in the game, which is really, really sick. But yeah, so the crew system is going to be amazing. And also they're going to have like ranked battles, so you're able to go crew versus crew. And it's, again, so having 32 players in your crew is going to be sick, because not everybody has to play with everybody. You may have a 32-man crew, but everybody may be in their own little group, because you can only have 3-man teams. And then within your crew, you're like, okay, yeah, like we're part of the same crew, but I think my group is better than yours. So then you can have competition within your own crew.
Within your own crew.
And and then just make everyone stronger. Going crew against crew is going to be insane.
Yeah.
Wow, this is very, very much a customizable game. I do that. I do like that aspect, because I mean that had the player more involved in the game, not just with customization, but with the gameplay and everything. This is going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
Oh yes.
Then there's the play together, progress together. I like that it's giving us as a crew stuff to do together. Because now it's obviously if you're all just kind of playing, doing your thing, you can play together, or you can play by yourself and get like a bunch of cosmetics. I think, right? You can get cosmetics, you can get hollow bucks, and then on top of that, who knows, once they oh, okay, right here it actually says, think of this as almost a free social battle pass each week. Okay.
So there's actually going to be benefits to being in crews.
This is going to be major, dude.
So, we're definitely going to make one. We're going to be the average Joes. If you understand that reference, then you're old like me, and you're cool.
That's right. Oh, man. Old.
Yeah. any excuse to like get a bunch of people together is really cool. Plus, I love, like, I don't want to rag on any other games, Apex, but
Oh wait, what was
this
that?
game is coming out with private matches, with a whole, crew system out the gate. Rather
Well, you know
than
what?
adding
I've been
in-
wanting to know.
Yeah.
Do they have game modes? What are the different game modes that they have?
So you
That's what
you have the basic one, which is the what is it? Team knockout. So you have 3v3, and the first team to 10 knockouts wins, and you'll do best 2 out of 3 games. Then you have the standoff, or 1v1, and that one basically you'll keep trying to throw balls at each other, but then it'll kind of do like a battle royale thing where circle will get smaller. But then once you, like, if I knock out the other person, the circle will start over, they'll respawn, and then it's back to the shrinking circle.
Right.
And so I think what's the limit on that? Because I know you played that a lot, Metsu. Do you have to get to 5, or what's the limit on that? Did I lose you?
Oh, I guess you.
Oh no, okay, so I can mute my mic on my end, and I can also mute it on the group chat, and I didn't realize I did both. Okay, so, and were you asking like what was the limit on the team deathmatch one?
No, the 1v1. What's the limit on that one?
Oh, the 1v1. The 1v1 is, I think, 3 KOs?
3 KO, so first to 3. Okay. Now, does your health restart after you knock out somebody?
No.
No, so if you get hit once, you're still at 1, and
You're still at 1. And then also, the cool thing about the 1v1 is that this is the only quote-unquote battle royale aspect of the game. People may think it's like, oh, it's trying to copy Fortnite. No, it's not trying to copy Fortnite.
Definitely not.
With the 1v1s is that this is to negate people from camping, people from hiding, and also it makes it very, very tense. The longer that both players do not engage, and so a circle will be closing in, and it will force the engagement. And the cool thing about this is that, as we all know, when you do get hit with a dodgeball, it does take 1 heart. Now, the heart is actually built into fractions, if people did not know, into 4 or 5 fractions. And so if you're in the storm, it'll actually start taking fractions of your heart, similar to like Zelda.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that. I was just thinking that right now. That's funny.
And so if you stay in the storm, then you will take damage. It does not take a whole heart, but it does take fractions.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And then at least during the beta, there was one more game mode, which was Diamond Rush. And that one was, I guess in a way, it was almost like kill confirmed. Where
it was kill confirmed, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
You killed somebody and they dropped diamonds. And then so instead of the first to 10 knockouts, it was the first to 30 diamonds.
Oh.
So
wow.
So with that, I would imagine that as the game goes on, they'll keep adding in
more
game modes or whatever. So let's get into it then, because I think that's a good transition into our topic of the week. Now, the topic of the week, obviously, we're going to give our impressions and everything, but right after that, we're going to give everybody who's watching a chance to join in the conversation. We'll put up the link to our Hangouts. We'll let you in one at a time, and you guys can join in the conversation. But first off, topic of the week. What would we like to see Knockout City to learn from all the other games and live services? So let's start it off with Metsu. What's like the number one thing you'd like for it to learn?
That's kind of hard to say, because I've watched the developer videos and like the background of everything, and they're really attentive. They have been paying very, very close attention to other games and practices and things like that. And something that they want to bring to the table is consistent content. This is bringing up the topic of people thinking like, oh, it should be free to play, but no, it is definitely a $20 game. If you want to be, free to play, then of course, you can get with the EA Play or the Xbox Game Pass. But with it being $20, is that they even discuss the free to play attribute and things like that, and they agreed upon $20. But with it being $20, is that think of it as if it were free to play, we would have to pay $20 for the season pass or anything like that. And so once you do pay for the game, in which case this is the route that they're going, is that they don't want there to be. I don't think there's going to be any microtransactions. There may be. I don't think so. I really don't think so. But what they want to do is that they're going to give us a crap ton of free stuff. They're going to be giving us consistent passes. Right?
Hold up.
That we don't have to freaking pay for. So we're going to be getting consistent cosmetics,
Ooh.
consistent game modes, consistent seasons, consistent content. And you already know.
Yeah.
And it's KO City, baby. So we're going to be getting all types of crazy content. And that's what I love. And so I feel as though if I want them to learn from something, would just be to be attentive to the community. I can't relate to like any other like games or live services that I can think of at the time. But if there's something again that I want them to take away from is again being attentive to the community, staying updated with their content, and that's the best way to keep the game alive. Really, don't try to crappy services, or don't try to switch up on us come release. And it was like, oh,
Right.
well, if you give us $30 more, then we'll give you a level 100 account, and then also every time you throw a ball, it does 2 damage instead of 1. Like,
Yeah,
what?
right.
What?
Like,
And also, they
what?
can't catch it.
No, right? Yeah. All right. Nico,
Yeah.
What do you think? What should they learn? What do you think?
I think they've learned what they should for now until they find something that's
Y'all
gonna
are
be
coming in like super soft, man. I'm gonna come in hard, and I'm gonna look bad compared to you guys. So thanks for that.
Hey, look. We're setting you up, bro.
I really think that they should really just keep going with the way they are. I mean, I haven't played it. I've only seen trailers. I mean, I can't really speak on that behalf, unlike the two of you who have experienced the game itself. Now, if I had actually played it, then I'd have a difference of opinion. But as right now, I think they should just go with what they're going right now. I think it's good so far, even with the whole latency system that they've figured out with their whole V code or whatever it's called. They did a good job on that. Like, if they do more games like that, then I mean, everybody's going to be playing against each other. Everybody's going to be playing games in the future. This right here is just going to be the breakthrough right here. So I really have high hopes for it. So
yeah, I do too. I do feel better. Honestly, I didn't see the dev thing that Metsu was talking about, in the fact that they were talking about how they didn't want to have microtransactions. They didn't want to kind of do that stuff. That makes me feel better, because my thing that I would want them to learn from other live services is don't have events, don't have skins, don't have anything that is geared towards the whales of the Twitch community or the gaming community. Make stuff for everyone, something that everybody can either afford, enjoy. If there's a path to get that free, let them get it free. If they want to get it now rather than at the end of the event, then yeah, they can spend money, but that money should not be at a price that is ridiculous, because that's honestly one of the number one things. Like, okay, yeah, it's a free-to-play game. Why does that mean that like a single skin, for instance, has to be $18 or $20 or $25? That's ridiculous. I don't care how much freeness this game is. When you're charging that much for a single skin, it's just, because I'm a dad. For anybody out there who doesn't know that, I'm a dad. I have 2 daughters and I have a wife, surrounded by girls, and of course I love spoiling them, and then I have a game that's asking me $20, and it's just I don't have to justify that to myself. I have to justify that to the woman out there, okay? And when you're asking $20, she's going to be, well, what are you going to get for that? Is that a whole game? And I'm going to have to tell her, no, it's a skin. It's just a costume. She'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Whereas if you went $5, $10, I mean, there's a certain threshold where, like, I don't really have to ask her. I can just get it.
Bro, you know how much food you can get with $20, bro?
Exactly.
Right.
I can literally feed my whole family for $20.
That's all I think about, bro.
So do I feed my whole family?
I got $20.
Or do I get this really cool? Is it live or not? Yes, we are live. Was that a test? That was a test. Yes, we're live.
Are we?
Or
this
is he asking
wait.
about the game? Maybe he's asking about the game.
Oh, the game.
Oh, I thought this was a pre-recording.
No, this isn't pre-recorded. We're live, baby.
Oh, we're talking live?
No.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
You-
Wow, I thought I had recorded myself and you guys were talking to like the past.
Oh
Metsu, right?
my god!
And
No,
a
this is
bag
not
of
a
chips.
pre-recording.
Okay. So that's my one thing. I want it to
I
be.
just-
If I am gonna spend $20, which most likely I want it for the Switch and the PC. So like the PC, I can kind of fudge it and get like EA Play, so I can get it for much cheaper. But for the Switch, just so that I can kind of experience it on all the different consoles and figure out, is it better over here, is it worse over here, and really kind of get my hands in all the community rather than just
Right,
one.
just
I
one.
am eventually going to have to spend $20. So
Yeah,
for
'cause
me, that $20 needs to mean something. And if what Mitsu said was correct in that they don't want microtransactions, the only thing I hope is that EA has nothing to do with that. Because
You know
as
what?
soon
I
as
was
EA
just
has
gonna
something
say
to
that.
do with it,
It's
Respawn.
over.
Listen, Respawn. I love you guys. You're my dog. You're my boy. Okay, Titanfall 2 was the greatest. It was a goat. Okay.
It was a good. game.
Apex. Okay, you have some loot boxes. I'm okay with that. I'm not going to affront you on that. Okay. Then you have a Christmas event or a Halloween event, and you're like, hey, how about instead of $1 for a loot box, $7 for a loot box? Hey, you want an heirloom? Well, you better spend $200 freaking dollars to get an heirloom, and then we'll give you the privilege of buying said heirloom. It's like, are you kidding? Now they learned their lesson after that, and then you could just get it after $200. Oh well, thank you. How charitable of you, Respawn/EA. So yes, I hope that EA doesn't get their grubby little fingers
You know what?
into
It's
the
funny.
VLAN studios, because
Yeah.
this is a good game. It's gonna be a good
It's
game.
gonna be, yeah. As
And-
long as EA keeps their hand off of it, then it's But it's but the minute EA puts their hands on anything, it's just like, holy shit.
That's
Well, I gotta come out of the pocket now.
Yeah.
What the
I mean,
And I
look. Well, I mean, like, get your money up.
Yeah.
They expect you to be rich. Only
Right.
rich people can
so that's
buy
what I mean. No whales. Don't make me a golden ass like convertible that only the whales can afford. You know,
Hey,
another really
bro.
good example is like GTA came out with like the Batmobile, but it cost like $150 real world cash to be able to get it, or you had to
you freaking
grind for like a whole freaking month. It's ridiculous.
For a Batmobile?
For the Bat, and after that, you got to say, "I got the Batmobile. It goes really fast."
That's
Hey,
all
bro,
you
not
got.
everybody.
That's it.
Look, not everybody can say that though.
Corporate apologist, whatever.
You get you get to flex on people, bro. Like, all I'm saying is that if you're not out here making 80 grand a day, all right, that's on you. That's
Like, okay, we have two sides to one coin. I'm here for the people, and you're like, let's get rich, bitch.
EA is my friend.
Oh my gosh, man, I could
All
never,
right.
dude.
So that's what we're thinking. We're gonna open up the lines now. Now this is kind of like our first time really trying this out. Give us some time to work out some bugs or everything, but we're gonna put the link in the chat right now. So if you're listening live, you're getting the link right about now. And we'll let you in one at a time. You can ask us questions about the topic of the week, make a comment about the topic of the week, or
You're covering yourself, by the way.
or cover myself.
You're covering yourself on stream.
I am?
Yes,
I don't understand.
with it says KO Radio.
Oh, it does?
You moved the tab in front of your face.
Oh, I did? Oh,
There you go.
okay. I was so confused. Legitimately. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, it's my body. I'll do what I want. Oh, jeez. What's going on? See, now you had to say something, and now I'm getting...
Oh,
I got it.
goodness. Zombies? What is this?
All right, so yeah, if you want to join us, go ahead and click on the link in the thing majigger.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I got so thrown off. I'm thrown for a loop.
Man's covering his face. He's trying to get zombies to eat crewmates.
Loop-a-doo-doo. Is that clickable? Like, if you see it on your phone, is that clickable?
Should be. It's a link.
Should be? Okay. I'm trying to...
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Oopsie.
Oh,
It's going to start echoing now. We're good.
Wow.
I was just checking.
and your mouse is on screen, by the way.
My mouse? Oh, this thing right here? Is that what it is? Is it?
Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't even know anymore. Okay.
The finger was in your mouth.
Whoa.
Whoa.
All right. So, while we wait for some takers, any questions you have, Poetic Ninja, because you're the one who hasn't really
Played the game?
played the game.
Yeah.
You researched it a lot. So, is there any questions?
Oh, yeah, of course. Now, you said that they have the hider hangouts and everything like that. That's pretty cool. Like the hangout or whatever? Or is it the crew hangouts? Is that what it is? Or like a...
Yeah, I wonder what the...
No, it's just called a hideout.
Yeah.
That's
Does
what
it
it's
say
called.
in that article how many people will be able to join in the hangout lobby?
I don't know, but I know that the max people that I've had was 6.
Oh, okay, interesting. So you have pretty
okay.
much a full
So-
game. Okay.
Yeah, so 9 times out of 10, it's only going to be 6 because while you're in the hideout, you can also assign teams. You don't have to actually start the game. You can change your color
Interesting.
in the hideout,
Oh.
and so if you want to run like practice skirmishes, then you don't have to start a game. You could just go in the hideout, assign yourself to pink, blue, green, purple, or everyone could just do a 1v1v1v1v1v1 and just throw balls at each other. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be 6 people in the hideout, 32 people in the what's it called? In the crew.
Yeah, the
And then
crew.
also while 6 people are playing or however many people are playing, then more people can join your game to spectate, but they can't be in the hideout.
Ooh. See, now
What?
that's kind of cool. Oh, I remember reading that now. Okay, yeah. So while, let's say me and Ninja are playing, and we just let a third random join us, then you join our crew. You don't have to wait in the lobby anymore. You can literally spectate us and just watch our match while we finish up. Like, that is so cool.
That
I
is
mean,
cool. That is awesome.
Think of literally any battle royale. A battle royale can last it can last 2 minutes. It can last 20 minutes. So you have somebody like, oh yeah, I just dropped in. It shouldn't take too long or whatever. 20 minutes later, you're still in the freaking loading screen going, are you done yet? So the fact that you can literally watch, I mean, is really cool. And once again, having that at launch, having spectate mode at launch, having private matches at launch, that's something that I think and I hope that it will really make this game stand out, because
Private matches
right
at launch.
right at the beginning, we can have a tournament. You know what I mean? Like, we're having a tournament, and content creators on May 23rd. So come check us out. Always be pluggy. We're having a tournament, and sure, we might have the tournament if we didn't have private lobbies, but with private lobbies, we can, instead of having to do that weird, I think Apex did it, Warzone did it, where since they didn't have private matches, they just let you go into random matches, and you got 1 point for every kill and 5 points for every win. So
I don't like
instead
that.
of- right? Like, you could go into a bunch of noob matches, get a whole bunch of points, and then it kicks you over to harder matches or something because it has SBMM. And so you end up winning a tournament because you were able to get a bunch of points at the beginning and stay ahead or something. So in this aspect, we can have a tournament, and it can be pretty much 100% fair, because it's like, all right, hey, you're fighting each other. We can have a nice bracket and everything. Not only that, but then being able to spectate, that makes, commentating on a tournament super easy, because I don't have to go to this person's stream and
Yeah.
have the stream go in, and then my bandwidth is starting to slow down and everything.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty cool. All right, so let me check real fast. So far
got
no
Nick
takers,
Collins.
which is totally fine. This is the first time. No worries. Everybody's having their jitters and everything. So that's going to be the show. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining us, especially the one, the only Emerald. Thank you so much for joining us. I did miss a couple of you. I do apologize. Luckily, Mitsu, he's in the chat, so you know, if I missed you, he didn't. So we got relevance. Thank you for joining us today. We have Steven. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sonner. Oh wait, it's Sonner is relevance? What the heck? And I think that was, oh no, we have some Sinfuls and Krillin. We were able to say hi to him. So thank you guys so much for joining us this first episode of Knockout City Radio. Please, by all means, go to our Twitch at TX3 Productions, ThreadX3 Productions on YouTube, or threadx3productions@gmail.com. Let us know how we did. You know, let us know if you have any ideas for the future. Obviously, we would love to have your feedback. Since this is episode 1, we have a long way to go. You know, so anything that you think would help, I would absolutely love to hear it. Also, Metsu, plug yourself, give your YouTube, your Twitch, everything.
Cool. So, I'm MetsuRJKen, METSURJKEN. You can find me on Twitch. I stream a variety of games, but KO City will be one of the main 4 games that I will be covering. You can also find me on Twitter and also on YouTube. I'm currently uploading KO City on YouTube as well. I have plenty of gameplay since, you know, the game isn't out yet. But if you just can't wait to see gameplay and you just can't wait to get your hands on it, then definitely go over there, and content will be uploaded bi-daily all the way up until release.
Yeah, and this guy doesn't play around. I've seen him play. God damn. There's a couple of times where I'm just like, very good. Very good gameplay. So go check him out. Go check out ThreadX3 Productions. Let us know how we're doing everything. Thank you. Take 2. I can do that again. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Knocked Out Radio. Hold on. Wait. Dang it. I missed my cue. Man. Okay. I did it, and it was flawless. All right, everybody. Thank you so much once again. You guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I'm gonna lead us out with some music, so you guys stick in there or just go ahead and bounce. It's up to you guys. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Welcome
You two
to
have a good night, man.
Knockout
All right,
Radio,
you guys.
Your #1 Knockout City podcast. The podcast everyone needs to listen to for tips and tricks. We're talking merch, in-game currency, and even old hard cash. Join us live every Thursday, or listen later on Fridays on all your favorite podcast services. Knockout Radio. It's not just a movie, it's a knockout. Please welcome your host, Rick and
Running back. Because I'm awfully deceiving. I always say I'm fine, but that's not the true meaning. The walls are caving in and it leaves me with feelings. But the only one that matters is I won't be defeated. They'll keep talking, pray that I lost it. I keep it cool, my attitude stay frosted. And I'm intending to bring a revolution. There far too many problems before few solutions. So let's march towards the hills. Let's march with the dreams to be fulfilled. The pen is dead and I'm making them sign a bill. future is haunting me still. And all I know is I just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is we just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is I just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is we just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is I just need a. All I know is you just need a. All I know is we just need a. All I know is you just need a.